The 12 Days of Giving on Hot 96 is brought to you by Henderson Chevrolet GMC.
It's Hot 96 12 Days of Giving brought to you by Henderson Chevrolet. And today's charity is Youth First here in Evansville. We have Julie Hoon, who is a VP of Marketing and Communications with Youth First. Good morning to you, Julie.
Good morning, Clay. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely, no problem. So happy to talk to you again. We've worked very closely together for the last few years, and you guys have been nominated for our 12 Days of Giving. So for anyone that is listening right now, maybe doesn't know exactly what that is, can you explain a little bit of what Youth First does?
So this year, over 55,000 students have access to Youth First programs and services. And our approach to mental health and wellness, it's really critical in supporting students, their families, and even educators. We place Youth First mental health professionals. They're highly trained mental health professionals directly in schools. They're providing critical resources that help students with things like managing stress, building resilience, and staying on track academically and emotionally. So it's a partnership that strengthens our schools and strengthens families, and then it ultimately strengthens the community as a whole. And we just love seeing these kids thrive. We've been around for now about 28 years, and so we've worked with kids who are now thriving adults. We've seen them grow and come back to us. Some of them even work for us. So it's just an incredible mission all about strengthening youth and families right here in our community.
Love that. So you guys have, obviously working very closely with kids and helping them get through things. What exactly drives you to work for Youth First? Like what maybe something that you've seen while working at Youth First made you really think, I'm working at a place that I really enjoy?
No, my joy is the people that work here. In my marketing job, I get to tell stories. So I don't have the mental health background like the hundreds of employees that do. So I work with them. I get to visit the different schools and meet with the students they work with, and I get to tell the story and talk about the impact. So, for example, I met a young man who had really struggled when he was in middle school and then getting into high school with anger and depression. And especially as a male, he said, it is not common that men want to talk about feelings and emotions. He was very skeptical about getting involved with Youth First. And so what was happening at school, he was failing. He wasn't on track to graduate, and he was having a really tough time personally. Well, he got connected to Youth First, and he's a senior now. He actually is on track to graduate. He's so connected to Youth First, so grateful for the help he got, and just for someone listening to him and helping him learn that it is okay to talk about emotions. Like sometimes we think if we bottle them up, they'll go away. No, talk about it. Get it out there. And he motivates his friends. He motivates his family, but he's definitely motivated himself to just get back on track and be the strong and healthy as he can be and reach his full potential. And then he also did a fundraiser for us because he realized how important the mission is. So when I love young people, when I talk to young people like that who are just thriving and aiming for their full potential and want to help other people reach it, that's my joy. That's why I do this job. And I'm so honored to get to see all of these young people who have been thriving thanks to Youth First.
Oh, it's a great story. Something just as small as listening to somebody talk about what they're going through could absolutely change their life for the better. And Youth First has done that for that case and probably for so many. And so that is why we appreciate you guys doing the work that you do. And that's why you've been nominated, because you guys are doing a great job over there. And
thank you.
Real quick follow-up for anyone that is listening now that could possibly, make their way over to Youth First for maybe volunteering or maybe to help you guys get something going for maybe like a benefit or whatever. What is the number or website that they can contact to get involved?
We love volunteers. So youthfirstinc.org. Go to our website, read about our events and even our different committees, and you can submit a volunteer form online. We'd love to have you get involved, again, with different committees, different skill sets are needed, and then we have lots of events we do all year long, and we always need volunteers out there. We love our volunteers, and often our volunteers turn into board members, turn into donors. They get to be advocates for us and help spread the word. So, youthfirstinc.org.
Love that. And real last question, Julie. We're talking with Julie Hoon of Youth First, and we've got a $1,000 donation for the charity with the most votes at the end of the 12 Days of Giving. And so if Youth First ended up winning that $1,000 donation, what exactly could you guys do with that money?
Well, with this being the holiday season, the money is so needed directly in some of our schools. We have Youth First mental health professionals that are doing angel trees and giving and helping families, kind of like adopting families, adopting students. So we could immediately use those funds to pour into our schools with our mental health professionals and get the holidays kicked off right. It would just be incredible. That would help us with a number of families, and I'm thinking particularly in some of our middle schools right here in Evansville, where we see a need there. A lot of people will grab younger kids and toys, but we have middle schoolers and high schoolers who don't have a bright Christmas ahead. And so our mental health professionals make sure that doesn't happen. And I would love to get those funds to them to help.
Perfect. Well, Julie, good luck with all the voting at the end of it all. And, good luck with Youth First and their bright future ahead of them.
That's our thing, bright futures, Clay. Thank you. You picked up on it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Julie.